There is mould growing in Schmood. Can you see that? Mould growing in Schmood. Hi, I hope you're all well. If you're new around here, hello, it's lovely to meet you. And if you're returning, thank you very fucking much for coming back. My name's Alana, I'm a 38-year-old lady living in Scotland, and that is where my accent is from. And on this channel, I'm a woman who loves a lot of beauty, skincare, fashion, all that kind of stuff, but also balancing the chaos that is motherhood with 2 children, 3 and under. Today's video, if you don't already know, we have sold our flat. Very exciting. We are moving to a new house. So I have been putting kind of moving vlogs up here and there, but we have probably already moved by the time you see this video. I figured I would pre-film this so that I had a little bit of stuff to put up, because I imagine it's going to take us a couple of weeks to settle into the new place. And today's video is going to be a decluttering video. I have done these before on my channel, and I find that sometimes I find it really hard to let go of things, especially if there's a bit of sentimental value, or I think, oh God, remember when I bought that? However, we're going to be pretty ruthless today, because honestly, I don't want to be taking loads and loads of stuff to a new house that I don't necessarily need to take with me, that maybe, just maybe, I probably will not use again. So I am going to keep a little section of stuff that is like, you know, purely sentimental. There'll be stuff that I will not get rid of. And then there's going to be stuff that I'm just like, do you know what? I love this, but reality of now being a mum with 2, I'm not using it. I am not using it. So we need to get rid of it. It's beautiful, it's maybe some of the most gorgeous things you'll ever see in your life, fun colours. I'm maybe not using it, so I will pass it on to someone else. And other stuff, unfortunately, is going to have to go in the bin or to recycle me, which I've spoken about as well. So, if you're into that kind of thing and you like a bit of a declutter, then just keep on watching. So I didn't really know what the best way of doing this would be. I have a vanity over there filled with stuff that I do use more regularly, and I have 2 boxes under the bed that basically this is the stuff that I just either don't look at often enough, or I need to start circulating better, or get rid. You just move over there, that's a girl, well done. Oh, so these are very crusty and dusty. Essentially both boxes are this size. What I would like to do is all this stuff that is not in boxes, all the stuff that sits on top of the boxes, here, I want to get everything into the 2 boxes for moving. I don't want to have any more than that. I do have this little box at the top as well, which has a few bits in it. Maybe we could spill it over to 3, because I do have the vanity to do as well. It is a rarity that I am wearing eyeshadow nowadays, so it would be very, very silly of me to keep all of these eyeshadow palettes. Oh, that is them there. Natasha Denona Sunrise palette. I will keep this because I feel like it's one, even from the outside. Is that? I think that's just a scratch on it. Even from the outside, I feel like it's my colour. Look at my hair. It's my colours. It's shades that I like. It's shades that I will definitely wear again. This is staying. This here from Cosmic Brushes, it's the Gothic palette. I have not used it enough. Considering when I bought it, I have barely used this palette, and it is a beautiful palette. It's so very, very nice. Look at the colours in it. Oh, it is an absolutely stunning palette. These are lovely, like duochrome shades. The reality is though that I do not wear purples enough to justify keeping this palette. And what I would say is that the shadows from Cosmic Brushes are perfect, absolutely perfect. So I feel like this one I am going to pass on. Maybe it's just such a pain in the bum because I can't put it on Vinted because it's been used. I don't know. Anybody wants to take any of these off my hands and chat to me, just message me over on Instagram, something like that. If you would like to take them off my hands, I am more than happy to have a chat about how we'll get rid of them. This one from Cosmic Brushes as well, I will definitely keep, again, because I feel like this is screaming colours that actually I would wear. I know it's got purples in there and it's got pinks in there, but the greens and things like that, the mustard, this is definitely more of a palette that is something I would use. And as I say, the actual shadows themselves are amazing. So this one I will keep, and the Gothic one I am gonna pass on to someone else. Okay, so some of them are slightly bigger than quads, but the reality is they're like just little, I would say, travel size palettes, just smaller palettes. I feel like some of these would be ones that I'd be inclined to actually use, like, because I don't have big palettes out that often anymore. But the Glossier ones, this is this kind of khaki palette from Glossier, which I do like, but realistically, am I reaching for this? Do I travel with it? No, I don't. And I don't think it's green enough for what I like. I prefer having a palette a little bit like this one from Natasha Denona, where it has a little bit of green in it as well. It also has a nice gold. I feel there's more versatility in this palette than there is in this one. What were these called again? The monochrome. So it comes with like a matte, a satin and a shimmer. They're very nice, but I feel like this one, which is prairie, I am not using, and I will not use. So again, I'm going to pass this on. But I will keep this one, which is in Mesa, again, because it's my shades. It's my shades. I'm very reluctant to get rid of that one. And as I mentioned there, the Natasha Denona, I think this is the mini gold palette. Yeah, mini gold palette. Hope you'll see that there because it's really reflective with the lights. This is really good. I really like it. I would use it for travel. We are keeping that one. I'm just going to give that one a wee clean down as well. I've got two Charlotte Tilbury palettes. One is Fire Rose, which again, I really love these shades, especially for like autumn winter time. I do think this is a good versatile palette. I really like the little quads from Charlotte Tilbury. I can't fault them. I see now that she's doing, is it 9 palettes? She's doing like ones with 9s in them, a little bit like this one from Huda. Hold on, like this shape. She's doing ones like this now. I personally just like the originals. I think these are really, really good. I'm not going to get rid of this one. This one, however, from Charlotte Tilbury has had really good use out of this. This is the Super Nudes Easy Eye palette. And it comes with like, you know, where you're supposed to put the colour and all this kind of stuff. It is just a really simple nudes palette. The shades are really complementary as well, and they are, I would say, all satin. None are matte, but they are all kind of satin. It's a nice complementary palette, as I say. If you had one where you wanted to take some really nice bright sparkles with you, so let's say you took a really bright colour with you, and then you had this one as your kind of nudes for everyday stuff, it is very nice. But I am going to pass this on simply because I don't use it enough. I just don't. It sat in my vanity for ages to try and get enough use out of it, and I did reach for it quite a bit, so it's been well used, I would say. It's like not totally, doesn't look brand new, that's what I'm trying to say. It has definitely been used, but the reality is I'm not going to pan it. I'm not going to use it all. I have other stuff that I can use for this, so this one is going to be passed on. This one here, from Urban Decay. This to me is like, again, it's my colours, but this is a nostalgia one for me. I have older Urban Decay ones, but this one is definitely a nostalgia one because this is probably one that I used the most. Like this colour range, everything about it. However, it looks like, I don't know if something's been spilt on it, or it looks to me like there's stuff starting to get a bit funky in that powder. I think this might be one that I have to let go of. It will break my heart because there's just so many memories in this palette. I used it so much. But I think realistically now, it's probably time to say bye. This one here from XX Revolution. Have you ever seen me wear these colours? Yes, on the odd occasion, but realistically, I am not wearing these shades. And I think the only reason I kept this, I put up the video ages ago. I'll link it up here if you can see it. These shadows were trash. These shadows were crap. They look so good, like for a Revolution product you think, oh, that's jazzy. I think they were £10 a pop if you bought them full price, but I got them on offer when they were doing like 3 for 2, and I had extra like discounts as well, and I think I ended up buying them for like £6 each. But they were trash. They were absolute trash. The only reason I kept it was for that blue, because I didn't own anything like that, and that blue is really, really beautiful. But in reality, am I wearing anything like this regularly? No, absolutely not. Not even rarely am I wearing things like this. So it's going. Another blue palette that I kept a hold of simply because I don't wear blues that often. So this is like the only blues that I had. Is from Sleek. Who remembers these palettes from Sleek? Do you remember? I remember they had one, oh, was it the Storm palette? People went fucking mental for it. Realistically now, I have better shadows. I have better shadows. Yes, I don't wear blue often either, but I don't need this. I used to keep it because if I was going on a hot holiday, like somewhere nice like Greece, and I wanted a little blue something on the eye, I used to keep it for that reason. Realistically now I'm not going to use it, and it's probably maybe not 2 decades old, 15 years old anyway. Shit. It's on my white bed sheets. The e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes, I was going to say I'm going to keep. This is them here, the little quads, because they are still quite useful to have. It's nice to have little options for colours and for travel. But this one, which is cookies and cream, I think. Oh, Love You a Latte. So it was like, you know, neutral tones. It's all crumbled and broken. I don't know if you can see that. It's all shattered. And it's now all over my white bed, so we are getting that to fuck. For fuck's sake. It's on the bed, what can I do? I also feel I'm going to keep this one, which is the Andromeda Skies palette from Makeup Academy. Blown away by these. What were these? £6 each? £4 each? These little palettes from Makeup Academy, they are some of the cheapest on the market, but I have to say, fantastic. And it's probably the only, I'm saying that, I'm sure it's the only cool toned eyeshadow palettes that I really have. So I'm keeping this one. I have 2 of these from Huda Beauty. One is caramel and one is toffee. One is a little bit more kind of yellow toned and gold, and the other one is quite clearly orange tones. I feel like I would like to keep both of these, which seems extreme because, well, they're quite similar. These are shades that I will continue to wear. It's not like I'm pulling out a blue version of this. These are shades I will continue to wear. They're still really nice shadows. They're useful for travel. I'm going to keep this. This one here from 17 as well. I spoke about these at the time. These shadows, absolutely beautiful. This was like the Valentine's version. It was like red and pinks. Very, very nice. Do I need it? Probably not. They wwere really good eyeshadows, but I'm like, do I wear this colour? No, I don't. I also have this from BH Cosmetics. Remember them? And this, the reason I kept keeping this one is because this is actually like a Halloween palette, and it is really good. The shades and the pigment of the shadows is really good for kind of Halloween-y type looks, and as a red eyeshadow goes, they're very, very good. Things like this I feel I want to keep, because even if I do like a little bit of face paint or makeup like that for Jack as he gets older, and Halloween stuff, the odd occasion in his 3 years that he's done a little something, I have put like a little stubble on, and I feel like stuff like this will be more useful than you realise. So I think we'll get rid of the 17 and keep this one. This here, who remembers these? These were dupes from, it wasn't even Revolution, was it? They had like another brand. Revolution used to have lots of different brands, and this was like I Love Makeup or something. I can't remember. And it was obviously a dupe of the Too Faced chocolate bar palette. And this was the Mint Choc Chip palette. And I have to say, at the time, I absolutely loved this colour story. I thought it was beautiful. I loved the greens and everything. The orange here as well. Like this autumnal thing, I loved everything about it. Have I used it? I mean, I can see 2 shadows in there that I'm absolutely certain I've never touched. But also, have I used it in the last, let's say since 2020. Have I used it since 2020? No. So it's going. It's going. I do not need it. Alright, moving on to slightly larger square palettes now. This is a glitter palette from Nabla. It is pressed glitters. I'm hoping you'll see that there. I am going to keep this one because, again, it's just useful to have it. I mean, I'm not wearing glitter all the time, but at Christmas, things like that, parties, not that I'm doing that either. Who am I trying to convince here? I'm not being very ruthless, am I? But I think like a pressed, this is better pressed than keeping lots of little pots of glitter. So we're keeping this one, right? There's justification. This one here from Makeup Academy, this is the Nocturnal palette. I loved this colour story as well. And now looking at it, I'm like, how? How did this speak to me? When am I going to wear anything like this ever again? It's so dark. It's so, I don't know, like I loved it, but honestly, like, am I ever going to wear anything like this? And actually there's one that's like a really nice duochrome, like blue. Can you see that there? No, of course you can't because the light's shit. It's like a duochrome green to pink to blue. Multichrome probably. And considering the price this palette was, it was actually really, really nice shadows. I thought it was very nice. This one here as well, I'm sure has a really nice like pink undertone to it, and it's again like a pink duochrome. It's got a really nice shift. But realistically, am I wearing it? Am I going to wear it? No, I am not. So this one is also going to be going. This from Primark, from PS. This is obviously another dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury ones. Do you remember the ones Charlotte Tilbury had out? This is nice. I feel like if I'm getting rid of pinks, which I have done, I've got rid of that other pink palette, haven't I? Do I keep this one in a justification? Let's put this one to the side now. This was nice. I liked it. This from Beauty Bay. I'd be really loath to get rid of this because again, it's stunning and the shades in it are beautiful, and with the exception of the kind of 2 blue up here, maybe 3 blue. This one in the middle isn't blue, it's actually a duochrome green. That's an odd colour to have in that story, but if you just take out those 3 blues here, it is definitely a me palette. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one. It's green. I like it. I like it. This from Lethal Cosmetics, however, this was a build your own palette, and I picked these shades and put them in here. But I just don't reach for this palette. And I think maybe since I purchased this, their formulas maybe changed slightly. But I have to say, it wasn't the best formula. I remember everybody raving about their formula, the powders and all that kind of stuff. Realistically, I just did not... They didn't jibe with me. They just didn't. I thought they were a little bit powdery, a little bit patchy. I don't know if it's because I picked darker shades. The shimmers, or what I should say, like the satin and the sparkles as well, nice, but I know nicer. So I'm not like judging them because I think the formulas probably came on leaps and look at this. This is gorgeous. The palette is lovely. But I wasn't that impressed. That's why I haven't purchased from them since, and I never like slated them for it. But they're nice, but I know nicer. So this is going. This palette from BH. Oh, I love this palette. It's such a happy, sunny palette. Look at it. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep it for sunshine. This here from Studio London. This is their After Dusk palette. Is that right? After Dusk. Again, considering this palette is a $5, these shadows are really, really nice. Realistically though, this is not my colour story. It's just not. I actually picked up this myself. They then sent me the palette in PR as well, so I already had a brand new one that I gifted to someone. I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to wear it. It's going to get passed on. Ace Beauty. Do they still exist? This palette for the longest time was my absolute favourite. Look at that. Oh, it's called the Vintage Dawn palette, and it sings everything to me. Again, with the weird selection of these 2 blue ones here. I don't get it. Don't know why they're there. But everything else in the palette, stunning. I'm just thinking though, like, do I need... There's another like green, orangey, yellow palette. Do I need it? No, I do not. Kaleidos palettes, the original ones. What were these called? Futurism. And they used to come like in different numbers. So I've got Futurism V, which I think is 5. And then is this one Futurism 2 and Futurism VII. What is that in Roman numerals? I don't know. Anyway, these are lovely. Lovely eyeshadows. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Again though, this beautiful, gorgeous palette and this colour story is not mine. It just isn't. Let's face it. It's just not. I remember making videos on it. It's beautiful. The shades are gorgeous. The shadows themselves are second to none. I don't know what their formula is like now. What I've seen recently of Kaleidos is that they're very, very dull now. They're very neutral. They've kind of went a little bit like Urban Decay did. They ended up going very neutral, which is ironic considering I'm saying that I'm getting rid of loads of stuff to be more neutral. But not as exciting as they used to be, so I think this needs to get passed on to someone. However, this colour palette I think is more akin to stuff I would wear, but realistically, like, am I wearing Frosty Silver and Frosty Red? Probably not. This one here, is this the Sashimi City palette? This is very, very user-friendly. I feel like I could keep this one. It's all neutrals, and then there's beautiful like duochrome shades in here too. I'm definitely going to keep this one. I feel like this is something I would probably use again. These Gemini palettes from Melt Cosmetics. Bought these at Black Friday in a bundle. You may have seen the haul video of me talking about buying them. Did I ever make a video with them? No, I fucking didn't. Because I did not enjoy the formula of these. And I found them quite difficult to work with. I actually thought they were quite patchy. There wasn't enough shimmers in them to make a look. And you know what? I've seen people, it's clearly because I'm just shite at makeup. I'm not a makeup artist. But I just found it was quite difficult to get different looks, and I've seen people do it with these palettes, especially this beautiful green one. But they didn't slot into what I was doing. I found them to be really hard work. I think these ones, if I can get them moved along, if anybody wants to buy these two off me, let me know. This is the Gemini 2, which again, ooh, there is mould growing in Schmood. Can you see that? Mould growing in Schmood. There was chat about Melt Cosmetics palettes doing this. It's also growing in this one here, Matteo, which is the other shimmer one. All the matte ones look fine, but these two actually look like they're growing mould. And of all the palettes that I own, and I own palettes that are here that I have had since I was 17 or 18 years old, nearly 20 years old, I have never had a palette do that to me. So that's really interesting. So no, not if you want to buy them. The green one is fine. I am not going to be selling this to anybody because there's mould in it. There's mould in it. So this one is just going to have to go out. I can't even pass it on to anybody. And I've only used that pink one twice maybe. And then I have this from Danessa Myricks, and this is actually the like highlighting palette. She done the Lightworks 3, I think it was, and it had the 4 big circles in the middle. These are all duochrome shades, and they're all absolutely beautiful. I think it's funny how maybe just because I'm not following beauty content quite as much as I used to, but how all that Danessa Myricks shit has just fell by the wayside, I feel. Because I think they oversaturated their Angels market. Just my point. But that is them there. I think you'll see them. They are absolutely stunning. There's like a blue, a green, a gold, and a pink shift. They are very, very nice. I'm definitely going to keep them. They're very good. This here is the NARS Erdem palette, which is again something that is very nostalgic to me because Erdem was the company that I went on internship in London when I was younger. But honestly, I've barely used this palette. I hardly ever use it. I feel like, is it a collectible because of the packaging and things? Because it is very, very pretty. But realistically, I do not use it. The colours are not for me. Again, this would be one that I would say if anybody would like to take off my hands, I'm more than happy to pass it on. It's too cool toned. There's another cool tone palette, but it's kind of blues and mauves and silveries, and it's just not stuff that I would wear. All 3 original Naked palettes. None of them are going anywhere. I'm keeping them. I don't care what anybody says. I'm keeping them. The naughties are coming back. Is it the naughties or the 10s coming back now already? I don't know, but I'm keeping them. I have a large MAC palette here with all the MAC shadows I have collected over the years, and don't come at Plumage, and that one nearly shattered. That was very careful there. Mythology. I remember people used to give you all the names of all the shadows. Do we still do this? Brick House, I know that one. This is Chromatic Yellow as well. Taupe and Creme Brulee, I'm sure. And this tiny palette, hold on. I do like these little tiny, I used to always take these travelling with me, but realistically I was like, 2 shadows? Who's ever wearing just 2 shadows? Maybe me now, as a mum. Oh, Naked Lunch. Naked Lunch. I feel like that was one everybody used to use. Everybody. Satin Taupe as well. Satin taupe. Who didn't have satin taupe? Probably loads of people, but my God, did I remember these shades. So although like that's obviously the smaller palette, I actually have a quad that I can put in as well. I feel like I'm not going to be using them, which seems like a silly thing to keep them, because I honestly just don't use them. But I've collected them for so long. What do you think I should do with the MACs? I don't know. Again, I'm going to put these to the side. I don't know if that's just like a sentimental thing that I'm not wanting to get rid of. Urban Decay, let's talk about sentimental here. Because there's a lot of sentimental here. This one, Book of Shadows number 2. There's no way I'm getting rid of it. Will I ever use it again? No. I just feel like I don't want to get rid of it though. I just feel like so much sentiment. This is 20 years old. Easily. But, oh, this one here as well, the Vice palette. I think this is the Vice 4 from Urban Decay. That one has fell out here. I don't know. Let's get rid of this one. Right, Vice is going. Makes me sad, but it has to go. This here, the Born to Run palette from Urban Decay. This was a really nice kind of variation, and like this was a good pull from them. I remember this one and being like, this feels a little bit more old school Urban Decay mixed in with your new Naked vibe that you're doing. It's nice, but again, realistically, am I wearing it? Am I using it? No, has to go. Oh, I'm being really ruthless here because I've never thrown any of my Urban Decay away. Oh no, something awful's just happened. I was just about to open and show you the electric palette because it's an icon. You don't get colours like this anymore. And the palette was amazing. The shades were amazing. It was so bright. Ugh. But the blue has just shattered and fell out. Can I press that back in? No, I can't. It's just a mess now. And it's just crumbled into a million pieces. A million trillion pieces. Honestly feel like I'm going to bin part of history here. Binning this electric palette because you don't get it anymore. It's just one of a kind. Like, it's going though. It's going. We're making a ruthless decision here. It's just shattered everywhere. It's just going to cause mess. It's going. Talking of colourful and fun palettes, let's pull out Pat McGrath and another couple of Kaleidos stuff. This is Pat McGrath's, this was the Christmas one. What's this called again? Mothership Mega Celestial Divinity palette. It's beautiful. It has a million gorgeous shades in it. Ones that I would be inclined. Okay, it's a bit purpley, but realistically I could potentially wear these again, so I will keep this. Danessa Myricks Beauty. This is the waterproof cream palette. Very bright, very fun. I will keep this for the same reason as I said about kind of fancy dress stuff as my boys get older. The Club Nebula palette. This is the one that Angelica Nyqvist teamed up with them for. I love it. The colours are amazing. I'm keeping this one too. For colours, I'm keeping. Now this is a Pat McGrath Divinity. Is it a Divinity? Mothership Divine palette. Sublime palette. It was very fucking expensive. It's one of these big blah 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 blahs. And it is absolutely beautiful. Look at the green, look at the golds. Definitely stuff I would still wear. So I'm definitely keeping that as well. And then I have my Vive palette. I only have the one, no, I tell you, I've got a quad now as well. This is the original Vive palette. Again, very much a colour story I would wear. And I do pull this out quite frequently, especially going into winter months, autumn and winter. So I'm keeping that. This from Tom Ford was very kindly gifted to me from a friend. I think I done a video on this. It is their Velours Khaki palette. Look at it, gorgeous. But realistically, this is such a disappointing palette. Yes, there is a nice khaki in there, but there is not enough variation in this palette to create a whole eye look, I would say. Unless you are doing something particularly green or particularly neutral and then with a little wing of green, and it's all very satin, so they've all got a little bit of a sheen or a sparkle to them, apart from the very neutral one. Very disappointing palette. So this will definitely be getting moved on as well. Okay, I feel like that, I've still got these two sitting here. Kaleidos is going. I've made an executive decision. I feel like the Primark one, what was the pink one I kept? Did I keep another pink one? Primark's going too. Okay, so that's one box down. And we're only like an hour into filming. Let's move on to the next section and potentially the next video. Let's just end this here.